Just getting myself set up here. Getting you ready to join. All right, pop into the comments, tell me you can see me. Hi, Cindy, I'm here, can hear you. Good. I couldn't get this technology to work yesterday, so I'm pretty pumped that I kind of got it figured out a bit. Yeah, and I can see your comments too. This is great. Good. All right, so doing it over Zoom just allows me to track things a bit differently and to do this video a bit differently today. So we'll wait until everybody kind of pops on because it takes a bit for Facebook to let people know that we're here, and we're just at the top of the hour right now. Everything's looking good, can see you. Hello, Kathleen. Some of you I reached out, so as part of yesterday's video, I said I was going to reach out to you, so I did that. So we've been chatting back and forth. Good. It's like romper room, eh? Romper, bumper, stomper, boo. Tell me, do. Magic mirror, please tell me today. I see Deb and Sharon and Kathleen. This is exciting. Good. And I see Sonia. Hello. Good job. So yesterday, if you didn't give it a watch, it's still up there. And so you're going to want to catch part 1 on the video that we did, which was uncovering the lie. And I hope that it gave you a bit of clarity in terms of what exactly we're talking about when it comes to emotional eating. And I do want to stress, hello, Melissa. I do want to stress that everybody experiences it differently and has a different threshold. So someone who snacks late at night because of emotional eating, that's a different impact on someone else who snacks late at night, right? Somebody can have an ability to turn it off where others don't have the ability to turn it off or switch it on or whatever. So everybody's going to experience emotional eating a bit differently, and there's varying degrees. Yeah. Good. Yeah, I have closed caption too. Yeah, I know, right? I'm getting super techie, Deb. Good. Okay, yeah. So I hope that it gave you some clarity about what we were talking about, and also about, you know, how it basically is kind of at the root of everything, right? So we think it's about meal plans and exercise plans, and we think it's about willpower and discipline or what have you, but there's this big thing that's not usually addressed or talked about, but we're all experiencing it. We could see that by everybody interacting in yesterday's video, and we could see that when I asked you the question of when I experience X, I do X. Janice, you're right on time. You're not tardy at all. Good. So let me know in the comments, what was the biggest kind of eye opener from you from yesterday? Let me know in the comments what that was. I want to hear from you. I want to hear, you know, what resonated most with you. Was it like, I got more of this than I thought, or a bigger degree, or I've never really thought about it in that way. You know, I've just kind of been really regimented, trying to be more consistent, and I haven't thought about the emotional piece. And, you know, most people are pretty good at staying consistent and doing it. And then when they go off the plan, that's when, you know, they kind of derail their progress, and that's when they feel more emotional stuff, and they haven't really dealt with that, right? So let me know in the comments what part resonated with you the most. I want to wait it out because I want to know. And I heard from some of you when I was chatting with you. So I heard from some of you that got to tell me all about it, and some of you I didn't get to hear from. So I'd love to hear what part resonated. I always assume that a diet and meal plan will solve all eating issues. Yeah, because it does feel like you're going to get control, and most of us have a lot of experience. Like we've been on this road before, and that's what we needed. We needed a meal plan, an exercise plan, and we were successful, right? Until we weren't, because we didn't think about what was running behind the scenes, right? And what our default patterns are. Yeah, good one, Sharon. Thanks for sharing. Anyone else? Yeah. That's okay, Teresa, you're right on time. Yes, thanks for joining us. I hope that today will be just as interactive as yesterday too. So hit the comments and let me know what resonated with you in regards to our talk yesterday. Is this a big obstacle for you? Is this something you've never really looked at in that way? I know there's a delay, so. Good. My emotions have too much control over my food choices and I can have a healthy balance. Yeah, good. The part that resonated the most was that a meal plan, although I love them, won't fix my emotional eating issues. Nope, it won't. It does make you feel like you're in control though, for sure. It does make you feel like you're more disciplined and more willpower until you can't follow it and the emotions creep up. Yeah, we've all kind of been in that scenario where it's like you're on this plan and then life happens. Let's say you get fired from your job or you get let go or your hours get back or you get in this big emotional fight with your partner or significant other and you just can't stick to the plan, right? And so we know that it's not about the meal plan because we have instances in our life where we can't, right? We say, I'm off track. I just need to get back on track. So it works when it's working, but it doesn't work in between. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So I want to share a story with you. She's a mom of 3 little kids and runs a pretty successful business. She's pretty busy. She's the kind of person that has all great kinds of intention. She has really great ideas and she's just a super kind person. She's the type of person who has a hard time saying no to other people. And she's always looking like miles ahead to where she wants her business to go when it comes to her personal goals, like weight loss, or just like feeling good in her body or sustaining the changes in her eating patterns. She goes in bouts where she does really, really well. And then kind of like this business thing, this family thing kind of takes the forefront. And so then those things kind of fall to the wayside. But she is laser focused. But since she wants to grow her business, she quickly goes back to crushing business goals and her personal goals kind of fall off the radar a bit. And it didn't matter how many diets, how many meal plans, or how many gym memberships she had, because like we learned yesterday, she had a story in her mind that kept her doomed to repeat the same pattern. So my success comes from my business accomplishments. They make me feel good and confident. But when it comes to my personal goals, I don't know how to do the things that make me feel good without having a deadline or that end goal. And I know that this is going to resonate with a lot of you because I hear this a lot. You need that end goal in order to be motivated or disciplined, but you don't really know what to do after that end goal. So for her, she could be really good with those things when it came to the business side of things. When it became to like this lifestyle piece, she didn't know how to navigate it without the end goal. She didn't know how to do it. She didn't know how to do the feel good things without the end goal in mind, that trip, that number on the scale, for example. So the challenge she had been is that she'd been at the end goal many, many times. So knew that wasn't what to focus on, right? We had to focus on how to balance the objectives she had and make her feel worthy enough to have, to take the time and to take consistent action, even during busy times at work and when she was way more out of balance emotionally too. So we had to get her out of her black and white thinking. So I want you to head to the comments and tell me, does this happen to you? Something happens in life, like your kids, your parents get sick, they need more of your attention. You and your partner are at odds sometimes, or it's got your work deadlines, right? It's like report card time, tax season, right? Or you got this busy season and everything, your exercise, your nutrition, you kind of fall to the wayside. Head to the comments and say, yes, that's me, or truth. That's my truth. That's what happens to me. A lot of you are teachers in the group, so you're taking the summer to kind of say, hey, I want to establish really good habits and routines right now in the summer so that when I go back in the fall, I got those all in place. How many times have you been here? Is this kind of your truth, right? Is that, hey, the truth that I'm in is that busy, crappy things happen, and I don't know how to navigate those things so that I can get back on track after that, right? Tell me, yeah, truth, yes. And lots of yeses and lots of truth. She's not the only client that I've worked with that's had this story, right? Is, stuff happens and I don't know what to do with everything, right? I don't know where I fit into that. And I don't know how to do things without an end goal in mind. Yeah, yes, used to be more than it is now. Yeah. So we had to radically change our approach, right? She was used to like meal plans and black and white food lists, knowing her exact grams for each macro too. She was used to like going really hard at the gym when things were going smooth too. So what did we start with? What did we start with? We started with really simple things, a simple action she could commit to that no matter how busy or how emotional it got, she was confident. She had to feel confident she could maintain it. So we had to get her believing in herself, really. We had to get her committing daily and feeling confident in doing those things. We had to get her to a consistent place, go through some life things, test out the waters before we could layer other things on. I love giving my clients experiments. And we had to talk about feelings and triggers, guys, because she was been avoiding them. She just moved from one busy moment, one goal at a time, right? And she wasn't doing the emotional work that was always setting her back. So we worked through a lot together to help her connect the dots, change the scripts in her head, and build awareness. And that's what led to her 40-pound weight loss. And a year later, she's still sustaining it. So is this a new approach for you, right? The idea that you are not going hard, but slowing things down and measuring little steps versus big leaps. Head to the comments and say truth. This is my truth, right? This is my truth. I'm used to just going balls to the walls, and I'm not used to figuring out. I think that a lot of us gets in the place where it's like, if I just lose weight, then I'll figure out how to sustain it, right? And really, we're not looking at the sustaining or the maintaining piece. And so if that's your truth, head to the comments and head troops. We're not really sure how to measure little steps. We're only knowing how to measure the big leaps that we make forward, right? And we're not familiar with how to simplify things because we're just used to hardcore, regimented, all out. And we're not used to how to make it simple so that when crap hits the fan, we can just keep it going the whole time. So I see a lot of truths in the comment. Yeah, she cannot be the only one. She's not the only one. Because guys, if we can't stay consistent with the little things when life gets boring, frustrated, overwhelming, confusing, angry, uncertain, out of control, I could go on, then we're doomed to start over. And a lot of us have a lot of experience starting over. So before we dig in, I said yesterday, and I want to care for all of you in the group. This group is different than a lot of other groups you might be a part of. It's more of a community. And if you comment yes or truth, or you're involved, engaged in the dialogue, whether it's live or replay, I'm going to send you a message, and we're going to keep the conversation going so that we kind of can unpack this and you feel supported on your journey. And so look for me in your inbox there, and comment me if you are ready. And if you have any questions, ask them along the way during the video, and then I'll address them either during the video or afterwards too. And smash that like button every time I say something that is relatable to you, feels helpful, or makes you feel really supported. So that's, I'm going to set the expectation right off the bat that I'm going to pop into your DMs so that I can help you unpack some of this here. So we're ready to dive in, and just like all the other videos before, you might want a pen and paper handy. You might also want to pay attention to your inbox tomorrow. So if I have your email, you'll want to pay attention to that. You ready? All right, so I just wanted to give you some time to like get your pen and paper here because we're all studious. Okay, so yesterday we took the 2 quizzes, right, to break down what emotional eating was all about and how much of an obstacle it really is for a lot of people, right? And I hope you felt supported, because in the comments, a lot of people were checking in with their numbers. And when I asked, when you feel X, you do X, it goes to show that there's a lot of people who have the obstacle of, I don't know what my triggers are, or I have these triggers that lead to an emotional reaction, which lead to me doing things that don't really support the goals that I have in terms of weight loss and feeling strong. So it's really time for a better game plan to start focusing on the root cause of your feelings and eatings. So changing that story that when I feel X, I do X, right? So I'm going to leave you with 4 steps that you can take action on now. Again, 4 might feel really overwhelming. So choose one. Choose the one that feels the easiest, you feel the most confident taking action on, and then commit to taking action on that this week and at least until next week, because we'll be live next Wednesday here. So you ready? The first one is keeping a food mood journal. I know we're used to logging our food, but we're not used to thinking about our mood, the mood that we have before we eat, during the eating, and then after the eating, right? So every time you eat, lick, scoop, drink, or bite, write it down. Take a few seconds to connect with the feelings at that time. Write down the first one that comes to mind. This will help you just build your awareness about your feelings, and this starts to help you recognize what you're feeling versus putting attention into what you're doing. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to control what we're doing. We're saying, I need to stop eating at nighttime. I need to stop eating sugar. I need to cut out this, but we're not focusing on the feeling that draws us there. It's not that we want to avoid or take away the feeling. It's we want to recognize that this is the way I'm feeling and this is what I'm doing. Because chances are, so if you want comfort and you're reaching for comfort food, we can then start asking ourselves, well, what are other ways I can achieve comfort there? So the first one is keep a food mood journal. And it's really important to focus on the mood piece before you eat, during your eating, and after you're eating. It can feel like a lot of work, but we're just committing for 1 week for right now to see what kind of awareness comes to light. Because what we experienced before could be that we really didn't pay attention. It's just so automatic. During, we could feel something different. Chances are we're more in tune with what happens afterwards. The guilt, the shame, the remorse, here I am again, or it's like, oh, I give up, why bother, right? The second one is pay attention to your hunger. Physical hunger is felt in your stomach, and the emotional hunger is more so felt in your head and in your heart, and they're very different. Can you notice the difference and notice how often you eat when you're not hungry? So this is a different way you could log your food, right? Is you're just paying attention and doing a tick system, for example. Am I physically hungry or am I emotionally hungry right now? And it's another way to build your awareness and build the connections between how you're feeling and what you're doing. So remember that one is felt in your stomach. It's the rumbling, and it's not that we want to get so hangry. Hunger is never an emergency, but it's felt in your stomach. It's felt in your body. The other one is felt in your kind of like in your soul or your heart and your head. And generally, one is like, if I said to you, eat protein and vegetables or eat what you planned, if you're hungry, that works. But if it's craving, if it's emotional, it's generally linked to a craving. It's something specific, and generally it's either higher in fat or higher in sugar. Again, if you have any questions, pop into the comments. If I'm resonating with you, you gotta hit the like button and let me know I'm like banging it. All right. Okay, the third one is you want to notice your self-talk. So if you slip up, notice how you talk to yourself afterwards. What thoughts, beliefs, and feelings and words come up for yourself? Is it helping or hurting your chances of success? So that's a different way of looking at it, is looking at your self-talk and how that relates to your emotions and that relates to your actions. A lot of us have self-talk, not a lot while we're eating because it's kind of like an automatic, we shut it off, but we have a lot of self-talk afterwards where we're beating ourselves up, where we're like, why bother? Oh, here I go again. I knew I couldn't do this. And we have that, I'll start again on Monday. So it's really paying attention to that self-talk. And the fourth one is notice your choices. Ask yourself if the specific food pays rent in your body. Does it physically nourish you? Does it provide value in your body? And if the answer is no, pay attention to the reasons why you're choosing to eat those foods. So we're not saying don't eat those foods. We're saying get curious. Get curious. Is it nourishing you physically? Does it provide value in your body? And if the answer is no, just get curious as to why you're choosing those foods, because we really want to understand what's automatic here as well. So those are 4 strategies. You just got to pick one that resonates the most with you. And you also got to commit to it. It's going to feel really easy. So you got to commit to it until next week. So tell me, was it number 1, keeping a food mood journal? Number 2, paying attention to your hunger cues? Number 3, noticing your self-talk? Or number 4, noticing your choices? Tell me in the comments, which one are you going to try from now until next week? And you got to pick the one that feels easiest, like so easy. Good. Love the phrase get curious. Number 2, number 1, everybody's going to respond a bit differently, but notice how the message is the same. We're connecting the emotional piece to what we're doing. Good. Food mood diary. Number 2. Yes. Good. Notice my choices. I'm a chocolate lover. Keep it coming. I'm a chocolate lover. I love gooey brownies, a good soft like chocolate chip cookie. Well, my actual favorite is oatmeal raisin. And I really love like froyo, fudgy. 4. Yes, this one resonates me. 3 and 4. 4. Notice your choices. Yeah. And I love peanut butter too. And I love a nice crispy fry, guys. I'm a food lover like most of you here. So here's the thing with those sweet like treats or those fatty yet delicious foods. When you do the steps I just mentioned, you really narrow down what it is you want versus grabbing what's convenient. Does that make sense to you? Right? Already journaling my food. I like the idea of journaling my mood too. Yeah. Does that make sense to you? It's like, sometimes it's like you're just filling a void and you're standing in front of the pantry and you're just eating because it's there, but you're not pausing to say, that's really what I want, right? Like, no, I don't want any of that. I'm really wanting this. It could be a feeling, it could be a nice snuggle, it could be a cuddle, it could be, I just need to chill out. I just need to sit on the porch and have a coffee or what have you. It could be all that, but it could also be like, no, what I really want is decadent chocolate. I want that gooey brownie and I'm going to go out of my way and go get that gooey brownie, right? So when you do the steps I just mentioned, you really narrow down what it is that you want versus just grabbing what's convenient. Because here's what happens. If you're grabbing what's convenient, you're never filling the void. You're never feeling satisfied, and therefore you want more and more and more and more because you're just trying to reach to that end goal. Yeah, and a lot of us are such on autopilot with it all that we're not taking that time. Yeah, it's easy to put your hand into a bag of M&Ms. You're right, Laura. It is really easy, but chances are it's not even what you want. It's not even, it's like if you could have anything, you know, we just grab it because it's in the house, but if you grab anything, chances are if you're standing in front of everything, M&Ms won't be the thing that you want or the thing that you need, right? Yeah, and so we're just gonna keep putting the hand back in the bag of M&Ms because we're chasing that satisfaction or that feeling and we're never gonna get there. Yeah, same thing happens when you healthify recipes too. It's like, you add protein powder or you do things, and I'm not saying that I'm against that or that you shouldn't do that. I'm just saying that sometimes it's like we just want the real thing. You just want the real cookie. You don't want the protein cookie. And so you keep eating more of the protein cookies or what have you, when really if we figured out the emotional piece, we did this work, then we would feel satisfied with just eating one of the real things versus a bunch of the healthy things. Yeah. So yes, I'm seeing lots of yeses. Yeah. And the numbers. Yeah. Good. So here's the thing, focusing on what you eat and recognizing what you are not wanting to feel is the first step into building awareness and getting you out of that autopilot when you eat emotionally. So one client said she felt like her brain was kind of hijacked. It wasn't her brain being hijacked, but her emotions, the ones she didn't really want to acknowledge or didn't, she felt like she didn't have enough time to deal with it, right? So it's like, I'll sweep that under the rug. I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. That's too much unpacking there. So she was trying to say, like, I felt like my brain was being hijacked. But really, when you uncover this, just think about what we've been talking about. It's not your brain, it's your feelings that are being hijacked because we don't want to deal with them, right? And the reason why I don't give out meal plans is because of all this. Although we like to think that life is predetermined, it isn't. And meal plans don't work with your life's mysteries or how it all unfolds. We don't know what to do when we're done following the meal plan, right? We don't know what to do. We've all been there. We're good when we're following it, but we're not. We don't know what to do. So the key is learning to eat in a way that is satisfying, that doesn't leave you with the need to eat more and more or feel out of control, right? The food is more than just macronutrients or calories for us. We have to stop ignoring our emotions. You can fill your belly up with food, but if you're feeling anxious and fearful about waking, for example, while you're doing it, or feeling all kinds of guilt right after, and there's no satisfaction, and that's where you need to shift your focus to. So I'm more about learning and practicing skills, the physical and mental and emotional skills that take time to learn and unlearn too. So tell me real quick, let me know if you have any questions. What resonated the most out of that for you? What do you think about that? What questions do you have about unpacking all that stuff or going into the emotional stuff? Because this is the truth. Yesterday, we talked about the lie. We talked about meal plans. We talked about being regimented, control, and discipline and willpower. That's what we've been led to believe, and that's what a lot of us have tried. Today's the truth. The truth is that the thing that you haven't tried is the emotional pieces, is figuring out your story around food, figuring out your triggers around food, figuring out your emotional reactions, and how to actually stop emotional eating. This is the truth, and this is the hard work, but it's the work that sustains you long past weight loss. So tell me, what questions do you have? I know there's a delay. What made sense to you on this one here, on this truth? Have you thought about this before? What kind of emotions would trigger one to get up and eat something in the middle of the night? Yeah. So there would be, so if you and I were working together, Janice, I would ask you all kinds of questions. I would ask you, okay, tell me about your day leading up to the night. I would say, did you undereat? Did you drink enough? What kinds of foods did you eat? Did you eat protein and vegetables? I'd ask you all kinds of those. And then I'd ask you a lot about your mindset. It's like, okay, when's the last time you had a treat? When's the last time you had sugar? And if you tell me you're trying to avoid it, and then I'd be like, okay, what was your sleep routine, right? Did you go to bed relaxed? Did you go to bed in an anxious mood? You know, and then what's waking you up? Is it a feeling of, anxiousness or what the fuckness, or what's waking you up that's making you want to eat in the middle of the night? So we would go through unpacking all that to really understand, because eating in the middle of the night is just the result of everything else that's compacted on that. So when we focus on the middle of the night, we don't get as many answers as if we just ask the questions and unpack all the things leading up to that. Yeah. Yeah. The part about your mind being hijacked. Yeah. So you're right. It feels like it's your mind because we feel like we have more control over our mind than we do over our emotions, especially if you're like a type A kind of person. Emotions feel really abstract, right? And so it feels better to be like, just need to follow, just need to do this. These are the rules, or have you. So the emotional stuff feels like really like abstract for us if we're type A. And so it's really our emotions are being hijacked because we're not really dealing with them. We're not really facing them. We're not really looking at them. We're just focusing over here and then avoiding this big piece here. Yeah. Anyone else? So I'm going to pop into your inboxes if you've been participating in today's discussion. If you didn't watch yesterday's, you're going to want to go back to that. We'll be back here Wednesday with a different topic as well. Watch your inbox if I have your email, because something's coming at you to help you with this. So just before we go, I just want to make sure. And I want you to pop into the comments and write action if you're ready to take action, if you're ready to commit for the next 7 days until next Wednesday to commit to one of the 4 practices we cover. I want you to write action in the comments. You're going to take action. Let me know. Action. Yes, Anne Marie. Janice, action. Good. Action. Yes. Good. Lisa, yes. Watch the replay. Lena, action. Sarah, action. Sonia, action. We got so many action takers in this group. Laura, capital letters, 3 exclamation marks. Action. Yes. Shannon, action. I love it, guys. I love it. So commit just to the easiest thing. And if you get to day 2 and day 3 and it feels too hard, choose one of the other options. The goal is just to commit to the thing that's the easiest for you to do. You feel ready, able, and willing to do it. All right. I'm Coach Cindy. I'll see you back. I'll see you in the group, of course, but I'll see you in your inbox. I'll see you here next Wednesday. Thanks for joining me.